Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new video. So I'm actually on my way to go do a Harbor Freight run. I'm going to pick up a power bleeder. I'm installing the Perrin pitched out mount brace tonight. And in that kit, it includes a stainless steel clutch line. So I need to replace that. So instead of recruiting my wife or a friend or something to come over and actually pump the clutch pedal for me to bleed it, I'm just going to get a power bleeder so I can get out all the air that I may get into the lines. So let's go pick one of those up. I may pick up a few other things as well while I'm there that I've been looking at. So we'll see what we get. So I'll see you at Harbor Freight. Whoops, I went in just for a bleeder and I ended up getting these three things as well. The bleeder, like I said, I just needed to do my clutch. I could do brake bleeds and stuff in the future, but I always also wanted to get a set of these. These actually have the rubber around the socket, especially for doing wheels and everything. Actually, that's exactly why I bought them. So, you know, it doesn't damage wheels. So I always wanted a set of those. I had to get some swivel joints after my spark plug change. I wanted to get some just to have them on hand just in case. And I also got some pick tools that I've always wanted to get a set, and these were super cheap, so I just picked that up as well. So it was around like 80 bucks worth of stuff, which is I thought was pretty reasonable for all this. Let's get home. Let's start on the install of the Perrin brace. I really want to get that done. I'm looking forward to it. Now that we got all the tools and we're ready to go, let's get it knocked out. All right, so this is what you get in the box. I've already opened it up and taken a look. You get the typical manual or instructions of how to install whatever it is. It comes with every Perrin part. It comes with all the hardware you need. We are going to be doing some riv nuts or rivets in the firewall on the passenger side. So that's what that tool is. This is the new bolt that's going to go through the back of the pitch stop since, you know, it's going to be wider now with the brace. Here is the stainless clutch line that we're going to be installing on the car. So this is much stronger and much nicer, and it's going to make the clutch pedal feel way better. Plus it's going to allow the actual clutch line to be out of the way when I'm installing the brace, because like I mentioned, the brace is actually, it goes directly where the stock line is, and it's a hard line, so you won't be able to bend it or move it, so that's why you need to replace it. So we're going to be doing that. And here is the braces. This is the driver's side brace. Machined, super nice. Everything that Perrin makes is always so robust and strong feeling. And I love the finish on this. It's super nice. I have a lot of Perrin parts in the engine bay or on the car in general. And everything is always top notch. And this is the passenger side one, the much smaller one. This is the easier one. So yeah, we meet again. We are removing the top mount intercooler like I just did the other night when I was doing the pitch stop. So this should go pretty quick because I know exactly how to do it, and you know, the more you do it, the easier it gets. So technically it should be easier, but who knows? I'm not going to walk you through this process because I've already done that in the pitch stop video. So I'm going to remove the strut bar and the top mount intercooler, and then we'll be able to gain access to everything that we need underneath there. So let me go ahead, get everything removed off camera, and then we'll get started on the actual install. All right, guys, so a very familiar sight. Got the intercooler off. I actually got a tip from one of my subscribers. They actually said to remove the bracket on the driver's side for the intercooler. It's literally 2 bolts. It goes right into here. And then basically this whole metal bracket right here is, you know, out of the way. So it's so much easier to take the intercooler out, and probably going to be way easier to put back in. So I definitely recommend removing that bracket when you're taking out the intercooler. Super simple. I also taped up the corners with some blue tape, painter's tape, just so I wasn't going to scratch the Intertac guard on anything, because I found, you know, jabbing it in there last time, you know, it easily could scratch. Thankfully I didn't. But I put some tape on there. So that is something, if you do have this guard or a really nice intercooler, but I definitely recommend doing that just as a safety precaution. All right, so what we're going to be doing back here, try to get some light on there for you guys. See, there's a bracket right here. It's just clipped into the firewall. That's actually holding a harness. We're actually gonna pop that out. And there's 2 holes right behind there. And that's where we're gonna put those riv nuts. So the passenger side bracket, that's what it's gonna go into and have the actual stability there. So that's super simple. So on the driver's side, this whole cylinder here, that is the clutch master cylinder. And there's a line running, you can kind of see it comes from there, goes all the way down, and then it runs back there. And this black hose right here. And what we're actually gonna be taking that entire thing out and putting the stainless line from here right to the cylinder. So it's gonna be much shorter, much more out of the way because the brace is going right back here. And if you can kind of tell, there's a screw here and a screw right there, and that's actually what the brace is going to bolt up to. So the first thing that we're going to do is actually do the stainless line, get that out of the way, because that is, I guess, the hardest part of the whole install, and I want to get that over with because you can't really do anything until you do that. I mean, you can do the passenger side, but I want to make sure everything goes smoothly with the clutch line and everything goes okay with the bleeding and all that. So let's get that done first. I don't know if I'm going to be able to really walk you through too much, but I will do my best to try to help you out. So one tip that I will say is you want to put some towels underneath there. I mean, this is brake fluid, hydraulic fluid. It's pretty damaging, so if you get it on paint or the ground or anything, it's gonna eat through it. So I suggest putting a lot of towels down. It's not gonna leak out a ton, but I definitely recommend you know, putting something down just so you can catch it and doesn't get all over the place. So I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna get to removing the lines. All right, so I got my towel under there just in case. The first thing I'm gonna be doing, there's a bolt holding the bracket on. It is a 12 millimeter. So I'm going to loosen that first so the whole bracket could come out, because once I undo the lines, I wanna get it out of the car as quickly as possible. So that is the bolt that we just removed. It is a 12 millimeter. It's the bracket that holds the whole line on here. So I removed that first. Now I'm actually going to remove the clutch line. So this is a 10 millimeter. You're going to be using a wrench on that. And this one right here is a 14 millimeter, I believe. So I'm going to start up here and then kind of let it drain out a little bit. And then I'm going to remove this one and we'll be able to take it out. All right, so this is the line that we're going to be removing. This whole entire piece we're going to get rid of. Super ugly looking. I did not lose any fluid. It dribbled a little bit on the towel, but not much at all. So that's the hole, and that's the hole. All we're going to be doing is running the stainless line from here, and it says to route it along that and zip tie it to the AC line and right into there. So much easier. Getting it out is a pain in the butt. There's a clip on this wire here that took longer than actually taking it out. So make sure you remove that clip. It's kind of hard to see, but it's on that black wire right here. So let's go over to the table, get this out, and pop this in. All right, so we got the stainless line on. I'm going to finish zip tying it up and everything, but I got my bleeder hooked up. So all I'm gonna do is pump it up to around 15 PSI, just enough, and the nipple that you're gonna connect it to is right there. So once that is on, we're gonna pump it up. There's a 10 millimeter right under there. So all we're gonna do is loosen it. Then we're gonna see the brake fluid rise up, and any air bubbles that are in there are gonna get out. So let's start that and see how it goes. Lots of bubbles. So cool, it's working. And it just flows up. And then it goes into that little canister right there. So really cool. Now we're going to start on the passenger side brace. I actually already got the rib nuts in. Now if you come down here on the left of the pitch stop here, there's a harness here that has a clip, and you just pull it to the side. And then there's two holes where you're going to put those rib nuts in. You just follow the directions. I already got them in. They're nice and flat and flush. So now I can go ahead and throw this in. Super simple. Let's get that done. All right, so we got the passenger side loosely in. We're not gonna put in the pitch stop bolt yet. We're just putting those two in. We're gonna move over to the driver's side. You see the clutch master cylinder right there. We're gonna move those two bolts. And then there's a hole right there as well that we're gonna use. So we're gonna slip the brace behind there or over those studs right there. And then tighten the cylinder back onto it. So let's get that done. Let's finish up this job. So that concludes the install. Sorry, I really didn't get too many shots. I gotta say, this was not a fun install. I really did not enjoy this. Just being so far back on the firewall, and just, you really have no space to work. I mean, if you look down in there, just getting to those bolts, I mean, look how many hoses and wires and lines and everything are in the way. Absolute pain in the butt. I mean, it's straightforward. It's literally just screwing things in, but man, that was no fun. I did not enjoy that, but I'm glad it's done. I still got to bleed the clutch a little bit more. It was giving me some trouble earlier. It just had so much air in it, apparently. It wasn't bleeding fast enough, and I spent way too long on it. And I decided just to get the mount done for now, and then I'll come back and do the clutch line either probably tomorrow, because it's pretty late. I'm beat, I'm tired. I made an absolute mess on the workbench here. That's gonna be it for that one. I'm sorry it really wasn't too much of a tutorial on how to. There are videos out there that people do pretty much a full install on it. It's like I said, it's really straightforward. It's just getting to everything. It's just a major pain in the butt. But I'm glad it's done. I'm glad that this is all finished. You know, I have to get the intercooler and all that stuff back on, but like I said, I still have to bleed the clutch a little bit more. Yeah, guys, that's it for this one. If you have any questions, be sure to ask them below. I will link this below as well if you are interested in picking it up. But I do recommend, if you do the pitch stop, to do the brace as well, because it is known to crack on the firewall, the bracket here. That is the whole reason for this thing. For whatever reason, in 2015, when they changed over to this chassis, that mount, that bracket there that the pitch stop goes to, is weaker than the previous gens. I don't know why, I don't know what they did, but it's prone to cracking. It can happen, so that is the reason for that brace. I had a pitch stop on my previous WX, I had no issues. I know a lot of people that installed just the pitch stop as well and had no issues in the previous gen. And for whatever reason, they changed something in the 2015 pluses, and it got really weak. And some of them have actually even ripped off the firewall, the whole bracket, and it's just not a fun thing to fix. So do yourself a favor. If you do the pitch stop, get the brace. I promise you, you know, it is a little expensive. It's around $250 to $300 I've seen. So yeah, it is expensive for that, but it's worth it. Trust me, you don't want to have to get that bracket fixed if it fails. So thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them below. I'll be happy to answer. But in the meantime, keep it clean, keep it simple. I'll catch you in the next one.